We're going to have a look at critiquing work. Ideally, a good critique offers critical feedback sufficient to continue the project actively and positively. Now, there's different methods and ways you can approach this. It is an exchange of ideas, questions, and observations, and impressions caused by the creative work. They may look at a form, concepts, production, theory, and iconography. A rigorous formal language to carefully inspect the work discussed is used. Your first step is to describe what you see and then interpret from what you've seen what the work might be about. You can then make an evaluation on how successful the work has been at achieving its aim. The first step, description, is an inventory of naming of what you are looking at. Nothing is too obvious or to skip over. The size, colour, identification of forms, all the components of the work. Facts, elements that exist visibly in the work. When describing the work, you can ask some questions like, what is the name of the artist who created the work? What kind of artwork is it and what medium is it in? What is the name? Is it titled? When was the artwork created? What other major events in history were occurring at the same time? List all the literal objects that you can see within the scene. Describe the lighting, the colours, the shapes and forms, how the image fills the frame, the contrast. What do you notice first? And why do you look at this? What kinds of colours do you see? How would you describe them? What shapes can you see? What kind of edges do the shapes have? Are there lines in the work? Or textures? Is it night or day? What is the overall visual effect or mood of the piece? When interpreting, we seek to explain the meaning of the work based on what we have learned so far and what we think the artist is trying to say. We can have a look at the artist's statement and think about what it means and what it means to you personally and your life. What feelings you have when looking at the artwork. Do you think there are things in the artwork that represent other things, symbols, for example? Why do you think the artist chose to work in this manner and made these kinds of artistic decisions? Why did the artist create this artwork? We can then come to a judgment after careful observation, analysis, and interpretation of the artwork. This is a personal evaluation based on the understandings of the work. Some of the questions you might consider is, why do you think this work has intrinsic value or worth? What is the value that you find in the work? For example, is it a beautiful work of art? Does it convey an important social message? It changes the way I see the world, or it makes insightful connections, or reaffirms a religious belief. Do you think the work has benefits for others? Do you think that the work communicates an idea, feeling, or principle that would have value for others? Practice describing, analysing, and interpreting work to come to your own conclusions about how successful they are in conveying the messages or ideas